Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to be breaking down Zach Wilson and determining what he brings to the table in a Zach Wilson film session. Before we get started though, please drop a quick like and a sub on today's video. That would really help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate that. With that said, I hope you enjoy the video and let's dive right into it. So before we dive into the film session just in a sec, I want to talk about Zach Wilson and kind of just the overall, what is he? So Wilson obviously went to BYU, and what I loved about his 2020 season at BYU is we saw a major improvement. I mean, he threw for 3,600 yards, 72.7% completion percentage, 32 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. However, if we look at his 2019 stats, 2,372 yards, 61.6% completion percentage, and 11 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. So what happened? The thing is, in 2020, BYU played against worse competition than they did in 2019, and the reason for that is because the whole COVID thing, right? The COVID thing kind of messed that up. So we don't really know what we're getting in Zach Wilson. We don't really know if his 2020 season was kind of just a fluke or if it was reality. Once again, BYU played against some worse competition than they had in previous years, so we saw a big uptick in performance from Zach Wilson. But nonetheless, all the abilities are there, and we're really going to talk about his arm today in today's video. So now let's dive into the film session and really determine what he brings to the NFL. So I kind of referenced it earlier, but nonetheless, this guy has the best arm in this draft class, in last April's draft class. And his arm is really special. It really is. And what we see here is him make an absolute perfect throw. We see him drop back. We see him anticipate. We see him look to the right over here, seeing that he has a one-on-one matchup on the outside, and simply just lasering this ball exactly where it needs to be. And he doesn't have a super big windup. He kind of just has like a little flick, but he gets so much power on that flick with his arm, and he's able to really place that and be really accurate with that. I mean, he had a near 73% completion percentage last year, but just look at where this ball is. This is absolutely perfect. Once again, he's leading his receiver into open space. I talked about this in the Trevor Lawrence film session. It's really important for NFL quarterbacks to lead their receiver into open space. But nonetheless, you see him lead his receiver into open space. You see the receiver go up and make a grab. But more importantly, just look at the anticipation. There's not too much separation on the outside here. But because this ball placement is so good and this football really has a lot of power behind it, he's able to make a good play on it. Because if that football has a little less power on it, this corner can easily undercut that ball and pick it off. But it has the right power, it has the right accuracy, has the right location, and this is what Zach Wilson's arm is. It's about the arm talent when it comes to Zach Wilson. He's a really special arm because he's able to power footballs into small situations, and this is exactly a situation where he does that. And sorry if it's a little blurry here, but nonetheless, this is another situation where we see Zach Wilson's crazy arm talent. I just want to point out, this is the 50-yard line. Okay, that's the 50-yard line. So if you can see, Zach Wilson drops back. He sees that there's pressure coming to him, right? There's pressure here. So he's forced out to move to his right. Okay, he's forced out to move to his right. And simply he throws across his body, across the field, right, all the way to the other side of the field. Under pressure, he gets hit too. Let's just notice that. And this is the 50-yard line. Let's point that out. Flings this ball 50 yards, it's actually more than 50 yards, to the end zone right here, and that's a touchdown. And just look at this. Look at the crazy distance. This is a 50-yard throw across the field, across body. He's getting hit, and he's still able to put that on an absolute dime for his receiver for a touchdown. That is ridiculous. If that doesn't tell you the kind of arm strength and the kind of arm talent this guy has, I don't know what's going to tell you. I mean, this is an absolutely crazy throw, and I think this is another, this is a good angle to really show it from. You can see him here. And you can just see he just launches that, gets a little bit of a shove, and simply just puts it on the money. Look, this is perfect ball placement. It's completely, he's taken this guy out of the play. Yeah, sure, he's a little bit open on this side of the field, but nonetheless, that ball is in a perfect spot right to the receiver, and maybe he has to wait on it just a tad, but this is across the field. You don't see this kind of arm talent, and we kind of see quarterbacks come in and make these dumb throws across the field, across their body, and it typically doesn't work out. But Zach Wilson has the arm talent and the arm strength to do this, and this is something that's uncoachable, and those kind of skills are really going to help him in his NFL career. And once again, it's the arm. It's just the arm and the ability to be accurate deep downfield with power and with accuracy, and that's exactly what it is here. once again, drops back. Also, another good thing is he's pretty good at a play action too, because he's a little bit more mobile, and we'll get to that in a sec. But, if you notice here just a sec, he realizes he's got two one-on-one matchups on the outside. And he's going to want to hit one of those. So as he drops back, right, feels the pressure come. There's pressure in his face over here. It's coming, so he has to get the ball out quickly. And just look at this throw. Once again, it's one-on-one on the very outside here. And simply, it's a very similar situation to that first throw. Very little separation, but with good accuracy, with good ball placement, with right power on the football, this can be a completion. And of course, with Zach Wilson's arm, he's able to fit that there into a perfect spot for a completion. I don't know if this would have really been a great at the NFL level. I'm pretty sure the corner kind of could have put his arm out. But nonetheless, he gets this completion because of his elite arm strength and his accuracy, especially his ability to put that ball wherever he wants to, and that's a touchdown. Like, that's exactly what BYU was able to do last year because of Zach Wilson's arm. And I just think that kind of arm strength and that kind of arm talent, that ability to really put the ball where he wants it, is something that's going to be ridiculous in the NFL. Also, once again with Zach Wilson, when you need a big play, end of game, big play, this isn't the end of the game, but it's 4th and goal. It's from the 4-yard line. Second quarter, it's 4th and goal though. So when you need a big play, Zach Wilson's your guy, because not only can he improvise when the play breaks down, but also what he can do really well is he has the ball placement and that accuracy to really put balls into situations where other quarterbacks couldn't put footballs in. So in this situation, he's going to take the snap, right? He's going to feel the pressure as the pressure comes this way. He's going to roll out to his right. Also, another thing he can do is he can throw on the run. And more importantly now, he's rolling out, and simply just dumps this one to the back of the end zone, and it's caught by that receiver. Okay? And this might look like, kind of a lucky play that goes well, but this is what Zach Wilson does, and this is what he did consistently in 2020 for BYU. He made these kinds of plays on the run, kind of playing the hero, playing Superman, and kind of just flicking this one up for the receiver and a big play, big touchdown on a 4th and goal play. And that's what Zach Wilson does. He's a big play quarterback, and this is another one of those big plays that, can really swing the tide of a game. And let's just look over here to this ball placement once again. So this ball is coming in, and it's a little bit floppy and whatever, but this is great ball placement, because what it does here is it basically takes these guys out of the play. These are the defenders, and the defenders, the only things they can do, they can't go after the ball. They really can't. Because not only is this guy in a bad position, but this ball is only up in the air to the point where his receiver can get it. There's no one else that can get that football but his receiver. So it's really good ball placement too, and it's not one of those, super deep throws, but it's a throw that needs that touch. It needs that accuracy, and Zach Wilson has that. Another thing I really like about Zach Wilson, though, is his underrated mobility. He's got some mobility to him too, and he can use his legs to extend plays and be really dynamic outside the pocket. Here, it's going to be a run design play, and Zach Wilson is doing exactly what you need to do for these quarterback run option plays. You got to be looking at those outside defenders, and you got to be looking at 47 here and the other guy here, because if these guys come down and bite, that means that all that space over there will be open for Zach Wilson to run into. However, if they don't bite and they stay, then it's going to be a running play simply up the middle. So Zach Wilson, he's got to use his eyes here, and he's got good eyes, got good vision, sees that these guys have come down and really bitten on the play, and then he's able to basically just, kind of just use his speed and use his athleticism to get to the outside, and he's got the speed, and then he just dives for it, right? It's that simple. So you can see some of that mobility too, that makes him, pretty special too outside the pocket, using his legs to extend plays and make big plays for his team. And this is a simple QB run play. This is as simple as it gets when it's a QB run play. It's basically kind of like a delayed run. You get the tackle to block, you get the guard to block, you get the guard to block him, tackle to block him, then you get the center to move up to the second level and block who he needs to block. It's that simple when it comes to this play. So with that said, what we're going to see here is we're basically just going to see Zach Wilson drop back, pretend to block, pretend to throw the ball here, and then you can see all the receivers go out, and now they're going to block here. Okay, that's what's going to happen. And as Wilson steps up, you can just see the speed and and his elusiveness in open space, his ability to turn the corner, and then he's not afraid of taking a little bit of a hit to get into the end zone for a big score. And that's exactly what Zach Wilson does. His use of his legs outside the pocket really helps extend plays, make big plays, but more importantly, that speed, and especially at his size, he's not a bigger quarterback, but his speed and his elusiveness and his athleticism really allows him to make really great plays with his legs. And that mobility is something that's becoming more and more necessary in the NFL, and it's something that Zach Wilson has, and it's something that is a focal point of his game too. It's not just his arm, it's also his legs. So with that said, I mean, Zach Wilson's ability to beat you with his arm and also his legs is something that sets him apart. I think he's going to be really special in the NFL because he's got elite arm talent. He really does, and I think that could really take his game to the next level. I mean, that elite arm talent, we saw his ability to throw across his body, his accuracy to deep downfield. I mean, this guy's a better arm than Trevor Lawrence. So that's I think what I just have to say, and then that kind of puts that into perspective. But it's also his ability to use his legs to extend plays and run is something that also will help, and he doesn't take sacks because he's slippery in the pocket. So all these things together I think is going to make him a very special player in the NFL. And with that said, that's pretty much going to end the video for today. Did you agree with my analysis? Why or why not? Leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. I'd really appreciate that. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, see ya.